Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. Oh my God, it's Sunday. Scrapbooking today. How exciting. I'm not going to bore you too much with my face, but I will be showing you a couple of little extra things before we get underway for the class. So I'm just going to flip the camera around and hopefully we won't have as much shaking today. I've just changed my setup back to the way I used to do it. If it's shaking now, it's because it's in my hands. Not that I'm nervous or anything. Yeah, let's get underway. Okay. Hopefully. Hi, Marion. Wait, stop shaking. I'm just going to have to move the table a bit. Yeah. All right. Let's get this show on the road. Hopefully, yeah, it looks all pretty good. You'll have to excuse me if I'm a bit coffee this morning. I don't know. I had a bit of a sleep in this morning, so. Okay, so if you join me on Thursday night, I'm running a day behind this week, but if you join me on Thursday night, you would have seen me demo, hang on, I'll just get rid of that. You would have seen me demo this card. And this card. Super cute. Sponging techniques with the fairies. Gorgeous. Wow. I've made them into a scrapbooking layout. So I've only done singles so far. And I like a 5x7 or a 6x8 photo on my main page. So this one here is one that I did. And I've called it Fairy Garden. And I cut the title out on my Cricut and I've overlaid that. Can you see the little bit of shimmer? With some of our black shimmer brush. And then I've also put that on the little fairy. Isn't that cute? I'm not sure if I should have, like I make mistakes. I'm not sure if I should have put that extra fairy on there. I think the trail leading up to that one probably would have been nice without it. But anyway, hindsight's 20/20. So yeah, that's that one, extended into a scrapbooking layout. We've done the mushrooms across the bottom. And I've just done some extra sponging and did strips. So it's all on a 12x12 sheet of black. And away you go. Really, we wouldn't be able to do this in a kit because really all it is black cardstock, white cardstock, and then your stamped image and the sponging. So we can't do that as a takeaway kit. The next one I did, so here I sat up till like midnight last night doing this one because I thought, you know what, I'm going to do that too. So this is the other one. So again, I've used that cloud sponging technique there. Little fairy, little bit of background stamping in there. I've just done a strip. It's a 4-inch strip. And sponged the little hills and the little mushrooms. I reckon I will extend this one up into a double because I need to put a title on the page and whatnot. So how cute is that? So, you know, just because I'm teaching it at cards doesn't mean it can't apply to scrapbooking. And likewise, if I'm showing you for scrapbooking, it doesn't mean that it won't transpire into a card. Just think of it as a small canvas. You can just change sizes and just make it fit. So there you go. Alrighty, I'll get rid of these and let's get the show underway. Now, I've done most of the pre-cutting for this today because I didn't want to keep you so long, and you know how to cut. So I'll get rid of that. We're going to feature this stamp set today, so it's only available until the end of the month. It's called, I think it's called Love These People. Hang on. Oh my God. These are my people. That's it. Oh dear. So it's in the book somewhere. Hang on. This is the promo. So it's called Love These People. The stamp set is $34 and it comes with some nice sentiments. I really like the flowers. It says, better together, we rise by lifting others, best friends. You can buy it in a paper packet or a kit. There's cardstock bundles that go with it, although with the specials at the moment you probably don't want those. You'd rather buy the other bundles. But anyway, that's the stamp set I'm featuring. Excuse me. All right. So I've used the heart, little flowers, the daisy, Love These People, the little leaf, and these two flowers. Not to say that you can't use anything else. So I'll get rid of that. I will get rid of my white sheet. Okay, oops. And again, I'm showing you page 2 first. All right, so this is page 2. Now, I've done a little bit of the pre-stamping for this, just so you don't have to sit and watch me through it. All right, so number of techniques in this. So up here, it's just background stamping, but I've used a masking technique. So I'm going to show you that on the other page. This yellow strip here is just background stamping. The little flower, little daisy flower there, it is using your ink pad and your shimmer brush to add colour. So I'll show you that. And then the little gems. So I really love the bitty sparkles and whatnot. And they're coloured using a alcohol marker, which I didn't put on my table, but I'll go and grab. Okay, so that's that for that one. And then underway for the class. Oh, so hang on, a bit of an echo there. I was trying to put it on my iPad so that you could see. All right, so the next page is the same. So we've got the same background stamping there, masking. I've got a little flower, a little daisy, all tucked in. There's that one there. And I really love yellow on yellow. I love anything tone on tone. I love it all the same. So I'm going to take you through. Okay. Again, it's featuring our mix-in papers. So here are our mix-ins. These are the bits that I've got. So I'll pull away. So I've got bitty sparkles there. That's for later. I don't know what that white bit there's for. This is our mix-in. So I've cut that at, I've cut an inch off it. And then I've cut, or an inch off the top. And then I've cut this one as 4 inches and this one as 8. So it's 8 by 11 and 4 by 11. So I'm just going to set those aside. Again, I'm not going to assemble this. Some lucky person will get that as a kit. There's one of my strips. I'm going to show you on the other strip. And our cardstock, look at that. Our cardstock is tone on double dipped. So we've got a light side and a dark side. And I think I stamped that one on the wrong side, so I'm going to have to do it anyway. So there's that one. So this one here is 12 by 2. And this one here, I think, hang on, I've covered up my instructions, is 11 by 2. So I've got a 12 by 2 and 11 by 2. Then I've got these. This is the back of that mix-in paper. And I've got one is 12 by half an inch. And then the second one is half an inch by 11 1/4. What other bits have I got? So I've stuck with standard photo mats. And you can see I've done a little bit of stamping. So I've already pre-stamped my heart. I've stamped my together. I'll show you the technique for that in a minute. I've stamped my daisy and fussy cut my daisies, as well as that flower, just to save some time, because you don't want to set me sitting here doing fussy cutting. Okay, I've also, though, I've stamped one of these, and I'm going to show you just the colouring in there. These ones here are my masks. So I like to use a thin piece of paper, so Post-it notes work perfectly. I'll just show you quickly how to do one of those. But they've all got a little bit of sticky on the back, so sometimes you'll get the sticky on your Post-it note, but I also put an extra bit and then I just tap the sticky off. So there's the daisy. And I've bent this one because we will need it. And that's the real fiddly one, so I don't want to have to cut it again. That's the other flower there. That's the small or medium flower. And then that's the bigger flower with the extra leaves. So they've all got a little bit of sticky on them. I'll stick them to my ink pad. All right, so I've got 2 bits here. So the top one, it's for the tag, and the top one is 3.5 by 2 1/8, and the bottom yellow one is just a 1/4 inch, 1/8 of an inch bigger. So it is 3 5/8 by 2 1/4, and I'll dovetail those. So I've got jobs to do there. Then I've got photo mats. I made the big photo mats are 5 by 7 and in the yellow, and then the smaller ones are 6 by 4. So then I made my photo mats 1/8 of an inch smaller, so they're 3 7/8 by 5 7/8, and likewise. All right, I've got one 3 by 4 in the yellow, and then that one there is 1/8 of an inch smaller. I just wanted a tiny little yellow border there. I didn't want too much that it was in your face. But I think it's like sunshine and cheery and beautiful. Oops, that's a big one. Get rid of that. All right, so you can still see I've got two here sitting on my desk. They are 2 by 12s and a 1/4 inch wide, but this one I just cut a dovetail on and just made it a smidge smaller. Alrighty, I'll get rid of my glitter gems. Do that in a minute. All right, so you'll be able to see that I've already pre-stamped this one. So that is page 2. I've done the bigger part of the border, and then I've done that up there. So I'm going to show you how to do that on this base page, and then we'll get kicking along. All right, move that out the way. Excuse me. I'm just going to put my other one over here. Sorry for the arm. Just so. So I will tend to work upside down doing this. I'm going to need these little beasties. Hope everybody can see okay. I can't hear you anyway. Okay, so I'm starting with the top. So I usually start with the main flower first, and I'm just going to stamp that straight on. And you know, for intensity, just leave it on for a couple of minutes or a couple of seconds. That means I'm going to get a good stamp. Okay, so now I'm going to put my mask on. And I'm just going to sit that over the top. There we go. All right, and then I'm going to do my next stamp. So I'm going to do, what am I going to do next? I think I might do a daisy next. I've just got to find the stamp. And here it is. So I'm going to pop a daisy in there while I've got that on, and then I'm going to pop a daisy possibly just there. All right. Now, before I put my next flower on, I'm going to cover my daisy. The daisies can be a little bit tricky because they're so, there's a right and a wrong way to do it. And I've just got to find it. That didn't take too long. Okay, next I'm going to get my medium flower. And just going to stamp that over the daisy a little bit. That's why we do the masking. And then I'm going to do the same down this bottom side, but I shouldn't need to put a mask on the daisy because I'm just going to go inside it a bit. Alrighty. That should be, I only stamped about 3 flowers up the top. I didn't want it as full on as the other side. You know, less is more. But now what I'm going to do, there's some cute little flowers and there's some leaves. So the next one I'm going to do is this leaf one. And what I like about this leaf, it's quite easy to extend it. So stamp 2. Just gonna slide him in, bend him around, and anywhere where there's a leaf or a gap, I'm just gonna go and pop an extra little leaf on. That one's a bit wobbly. can even put one in here to fill in any gaps. I thought I inked that up, but I didn't. Okay. Then I'm going to get my tiny little flowers. There's 2 of those, and I'm just going to go and pop a couple of little tiny blossoms. Around. So that's that one. Now I'm going to turn it around, and I'll be working the right way up with this one, but I'm going to do this bottom corner, and it's exactly the same, but I'm just going to do it as a line rather than a corner. So again, starting with my big one, I'm going to stick on my mask. Oi. Stamped on a daisy. Find the right one. It looks close. Now I'm going to stick on this one. Because I'm going to stamp another big one. All right. So same process as before. Going to stamp on some leaves. Oh, I've ripped off that one. Look at that. Stamp on some little flowers just to finish it off. Okay, so that's it. That's the base page. So obviously I've duplicated that for the other one. So that's that done. All right. Now, before I said, I thought I got ahead and did both of these. I am going to only torch you with one, but I did use on my layout the darker side up. So I'm going to go and do the darker side. Again, this is just random stamping. You don't need to mask. So just, I'm going to put the flowers on here in different positions. Halfway on, halfway off. All right. Grab this one. And a daisy. There's no right or wrong here, folks. Right. I did the little leafy. I actually didn't really attach the leaf to anything when I did these. I just be sure to turn them around because you don't want everything going in the same direction. If you're running out of space, sure, you can attach it to something. You just have little peaky bits. It's all going to soak in. I don't even know if you can really see that very well, but hopefully you can. So that's just straight out background stamping. All right. All right, next component that I'm going to show you. All right, well, we've got the stamp pad out. I'm squeezing into the lid, so you might have heard me say that you could squeeze in the lid to do inking techniques. Look at that lovely stuff. All right, so here's our together. You probably can't really see it. Look, you can see it better in person, honestly. It's not like I'm going to be holding this a long way away. So this here is my clear shimmer brush. I'm not squeezing anything out of that. I'm just using the moisture in the shimmer brush to pick up the ink. And then I'm just going to gently, with a really light touch, colour in the outline shape. So you've got a little bit of shimmer there. Who doesn't like a little bit of shimmer? And if it gets a bit light, just go and pick it up. I do recommend you test this first, because sometimes the alcohol used in the shimmer brush could make your ink turn a funny colour. So there's some colours, particularly browns, that could turn red, or they could turn green, so just do a test first to see how it goes. Most of the time you should be pretty right. So in this case I was lucky, it hasn't got a funny colour. Probably because yellow is I coloured outside the lines. One of the primary colours. I was trying to think of the word. So meaning that nothing else gets added to it to make that colour. So whereas brown, red and green make brown, so it could throw either of those colours. All right, so that's that coloured in. See, it makes it pop a lot more. So that's also what I did with that flower, so this flower. So exactly the same techniques. I've picked up the colour and just lightly. And it doesn't matter if it runs out a little bit, because it just leads to like some shading. So then I'll be going fussy cut that out for the layout. What I didn't show you before was my post-it notes. So it's as simple as grab the post-it note, that's the sticky bit. I try to stamp more towards the top, so at least some of that regular sticky gets on there. Even the post-it note's yellow today. So then, and then I would just go and fussy cut that out, and then add a little bit of tape to the back, and that's to create my mask. And they're good. You can read these ones. I've done 2 layouts with those, so they're not doing too bad. The only problem was this one. It's got a fairly intricate leaf, but that's all right. It's worth it, believe me. All right, what else have we got? Oh, I know what we got to stamp. This one, the title. Alrighty. Can you see my mess? Oh my goodness. And this is just in a cleared little space. Tell me, have we got shaking today? The only shaking there would be my table, because I like to stamp with purpose. All right. So you probably can't see that. I'm just stamping Love These People. And I'm going to position it so that I can do a dovetail. So I'm going to position it more at one end, but making sure I leave enough room for my hole punch. Right, so that's that. So what I find when I'm doing a double mat of a dovetail, I'll cut the first one first, like the top layer first, then I'll stick it down, and then I'll cut the second dovetail just so that I get a nice even edge. And I always cut a line down the middle and then cut to that line. And fix it up if I need to. Here's my yellow bit. So see what I mean? So you could leave that like that, but I like a nice little even. It's always harder with other people looking. All right, and then I'm going to get my crocodile and just punch a hole there for my tag. Then I'm going to do like a double frill thing. So I've got a length of twine and I'm going to fold it in half and then fold it in half again. Thread that through. And then loop it through there. Then you can leave it long or you can cut it short. What's that one? Let me think. Is there anything else I've got to do here? Not really. Oh, I do have to cut on my shorter piece a dovetail, so that's that one. Then I'm going to go and start assembling page 1. So I'll get all my bits together. So here's how it's going to go. I've got my base page. Remember, I'm not going to stick this down, so you're just going to have to work with me here. All right, base page, and then I've got my big sheet, and this is going to be positioned 1/2 inch up from the bottom and 1/2 inch in from the top. It doesn't matter that it goes over the inked images at all. Next, we've got our stamped image, which I do need to dovetail. I'm going to go this way. So that one will go down. And it's about 1.5, 1 3/4 inches up from the bottom. Then we're going to stick on our pattern paper over the top. And it's about half an inch down from the no, maybe 1/4 of an inch down from the top of the little yellow piece. But who knows? It doesn't matter. Then we're going to have this yellow piece here goes on as well. And then what I did, I'll show you. I put a string of twine along there, but I didn't take it all the way to the end. So what I've done, I've just tied a knot in both ends. So I've done a measure, and then I've just stapled those to those 2 pieces. So I will probably show you this bit. Let's do it. Why not? I'm just going to stick everything to this yellow piece. So go away. I always use, as I've done in previous classes, I use the lines on my base sheet here to make sure that I'm straight. You use the tools that you've got. So that's one's down. Then I'm going to get my twine. And I didn't bring my stapler over here, so I'll have to go and grab that. Right, so the first bit I'm going to start by just tying a little knot in the end. You can trim it if it's too long. Then I'm just going to measure roughly. You want to go about 1 inch the other end, because by the time you tie your knot, yes, your twine will shrink. And before you pull it tight, Just have a look. Yeah. Just push him down a little bit. All right, just bear with me. I'll just go and grab my stapler. So I really love our Close to My Heart stapler. It's nice and tiny, and it makes getting in lengths quite easy. So I'm going to staple one end first. I'm just going to staple in between the print and the yellow, and I'm going to position the little knot about 1/2 inch in. You could do a double staple if you wanted to, no problem there. And then I'm just going to line that up. Done. All right. So we're going to do the same, exactly the same for page 2 of that one. So I'm going to stick that one down like that. We've got our photo mat. So like I said, I've done a 5x7 for this one. So it's going to go on. It's about 1 1/4 inches down from the top, and it is just going to sit over. Once this is on, it's just going to sit over a little bit. Then we've got our 3x4. It goes on. I sort of sat that up here flush with that yellow one, with about a 1/4 inch gap between that big one. Then I'll put my flower on. Put my flower, and I just built that up. I've put foam tape behind this one. I put foam tape behind the heart and just had that sitting over a little bit. Don't put foam tape, like don't take the backing off the foam tape if it's overhanging a photo mat. And then I've just put the little daisy on there, and then I went through, and I'll show you this now. So that's page 1 essentially. Once you stick down your everything, you can then put on your glitter gems, or your bitty sparkles, sorry. Right, so page 1, get rid of that. Bitty sparkles. So this is one of our old markers. You can usually use new markers just for this colour though. This colour, which is golden yellow, seems to match better than the shin hand ones that I had. And it's as simple as you can colour them before you put them on, and you just rub the pen over the top, or you could do it on the page, but you run the risk of getting like some yellow ink on the page. So can you see that? And it's the same with the little ones, and they hold. It keeps on there. It's alcohol markers. They dry on there. It won't come off. You can see the difference. So the possibilities there with some bitty sparkles and alcohol markers are endless. How cute is that? Okie dokie. Last page. Now you can put on whatever size photo mats you like. It doesn't have to be exactly the same as what I've done. Just imagine I've done the background stamping there. So there's page 2. Imagine I've done the background stamping. It's going to be up there. These just run all the way through, so there's no trimming. You're going to run your thread there as well. We've got our 2 photo mats. The photo mats, I forgot to mention, I used the light side rather than the dark side. I just didn't want it as bright. Stick that on. 4x6s. I tend to go standard 4x6s because you can always cut them in half or whatever. This one will overhang a little bit. Then you've got I put that on 3D foam just at one end, and the other end I sat down so it would be popping up. And then I just stuck a little daisy on it like that. Finish with your bitty sparkles, and you're all done. So hope you like it. I will be making some kits available with this. I will do the pre-stamping for you on the base pages, aren't I nice? and I'll have all the other stuff stamped, but you'll have to cut it out. So yeah, hope you like it. I'm just going to pop the camera forwards to see if I can answer any questions. Just bear with me, it's going to shake. Okay, let me have a look. Any questions? No? Everybody's all good? Okay. No questions for me, so I'm going to sign off. Hopefully I'll see you on Wednesday night for card class, and all going well Saturday. Is Saturday Anzac Day? Maybe we'll do a Sunday rather than Anzac Day. And yeah, so I hope to keep ticking along with this. Be sure to check out our workshop album. There'll be more stuff loaded today for anybody who wants takeaway kits. Have a great Sunday. See ya.